Lorax. I speak for the trees. I speak for the trees have no tongues. Here in Hamilton County, there are no truffula trees, and there is no Lorax to speak for the trees that prevent erosion, or for the water, or for the soil. We do, however, have the folks at the Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District. Their programs test the water, help prevent soil erosion, and educate the public. Even better, their programs allow you to volunteer and become part of the team that speaks for the trees here in Hamilton County.
Hello, my name is John Nelson. I'm the Program Director here at the Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District. So what is the Soil and Water Conservation District? Soil and Water Conservation District started in the 1930s. So oftentimes people, when you talk about the environmental movement, they always think about the 70s when the EPA was established. But environmental action in this country goes way back into the 1930s. So in the 1930s, this country saw one of the greatest environmental disasters, which was the Dust Bowl. We lost hundreds and hundreds of acres of topsoil in this country, and President Roosevelt at that point wrote to all of the governors of the states and said, look, it's time we started legislating on soil erosion, which is kind of what started the movement of soil and water conservation districts in all of the states. So the soil and water conservation districts in Ohio started coming in about in the early 40s. The Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District was established in 1945. So we've been here for 75 years, so that's a long time. And in the 75 years, of course, Hamilton County has drastically changed. The topography as well as just the land use in our area has drastically changed over the 75 years. We've moved from primarily an agricultural community into a very, very urban community, which means there's a lot more impervious surfaces and less agriculture, so which has also required for us as the Soil and Water Conservation District to adapt. So primarily, Soil and Water Conservation District work with farmers to help implement soil erosion practices and conservation practices on farmlands. But because we are so urban, we have taken a different role. So I'm going to tell you about the different programs that we offer here in Soil and Water Conservation, the Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District. We, of course, offer the education program, which I think Gwen will cover here shortly. And she will talk about the various programs that we offer for our classrooms, for our scout programs, for our programs in our local libraries, as well as various other set of competitions, as well as engaging programs where high schoolers, middle schoolers, everyone can get involved. And even it's not just limited to kids, it's also open to adults and grown-ups as well. Kids of all ages, if you'd say so. And then we've got a very robust streams program, which Adam Lehman will cover here shortly. And Adam takes care of the stream quality in all of Hamilton County streams in the sense that he works with local monitoring groups to monitor water quality in the region, but also implement practices that help water quality in Hamilton County. We also have a consultation program where we will come out to homeowners that request our presence on their property, where we'll come out and provide consultation. And it doesn't matter if you have a stream on your property or if you're just facing erosion on your property, we will come out and give you free consultation and tell you what the best direction that you could take from there to help reduce the erosion, whether it be stream bank or just surface erosion as well. Another program that we house out of here at the Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District is the stormwater program. So with the passage of the Clean Water Act, a lot of communities that were urbanized were required to address what was called the NPDES permit, which basically, in layman's terms, addresses how best we handle stormwater. And stormwater is nothing but water that is generated during a rain, a torrential downpour, or even for that matter of fact, a snowmelt. So anything that is caused due to natural precipitation, it gets classified under stormwater. And so as part of the NPDES permit, different urbanized areas needed to meet 6 different minimum control measures. They're often called MCMs. And of the six MCMs for Hamilton County, the Soil and Water Conservation District takes care of 3 of those 6 MCMs. One being public education, the other one being public involvement, and then we also take care of the pre-construction sediment erosion control, which oftentimes in Hamilton County is referred to as earthworks. We also have a geotechnical component to that to address landslide remediation here in Hamilton County and issues surrounding landslides as well. So we do a whole lot here out of Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District, and you can always find great information on how each member of this community can make a difference to improve water quality and also help with soil erosion on their own properties on our website www.hcswcd.org. And we're always happy to answer any questions that you might have about water quality or soil erosion, and you can get in touch with us by giving us a call at 513-772-7645 or 513-772-SOIL, 513-772-SOIL. So that's just in a nutshell what we do here at Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District.
I'm Adam Lehman. I'm the Stream Conservation Program Manager at Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District. And the mission of the Stream Conservation Program, it's pretty simple. It's to improve the health of streams in the county. So, first, what's the problem? Why do we need to improve the health of streams in the county? And there's 2 stats that are kind of shocking to me that I always like to share with people. And the first one comes from the World Wildlife Fund. They publish a Living Planet Index for all sorts of different groups of organisms every 2 years, I think. And the most recent one was 2018. And for freshwater fauna, that's freshwater animals, worldwide, since 1970, there's been an 83 or 84% decline in total abundance of organisms worldwide. So that's a big number. That's offensive to me, right? That's a lot. And I think a lot of people, they hear global statistics like that, and it's easy to say, well, yeah, that's bad. That's somewhere else. That's not here. And so we don't have quite that type of local data to make statements like that. But what we can say is we can look at the listed species. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources creates a list of species that are extinct, threatened, species of concerns, things like that. And 77% of the species that are on the most current list are all dependent on stream and wetlands, right? So the message is that there is a disproportionate and scary amount of impact on stream and wetland wildlife, aquatic wildlife. And so that's a lot of what we do is aquatic wildlife conservation. And so kind of the 2 main ways that my program goes about that is through strategic watershed planning and restoration activities, and then through public education and outreach, right? So specifically, what is impacting the streams where you live, and what can you do about it? And so that's what we do here in this program, and that kind of gets us to an example of that, which is the Volunteer Live Staking Initiative. So this is an initiative where we're bringing volunteers out into the river to actually implement, restoration activities. It's a volunteer river restoration program. And so what is a live stake is a common question, and it's a tree cutting, right? So a lot of people are familiar with gardening, right? You can take a cutting off a tomato, you can stick the stem in the soil, and it'll sprout roots, and then you'll have another tomato plant. And you can do the same thing with trees, with varying amounts of survivorship based on the way you do it. But so we harvest tree cuttings in the winter when the trees are dormant. And then in the spring, we have volunteers come out and we install these things into eroding, unstable riverbanks. And this does a few things, right? It helps to stabilize the riverbanks. A huge cause of impact to local rivers is sediment pollution, right? It just kind of smothers out the habitat on the stream bed, and it's probably one of the #1 causes of impairment worldwide. But another huge cause of impairment is nutrient pollution, right? Everyone's familiar with, Lake Erie and Gulf of Mexico, hypoxia and some of these issues. But nutrient pollution limits what can live in streams and rivers a lot of places, and it's certainly a problem in Hamilton County. You get some trees rooted low on the bank. They've got roots kind of extending underneath the waterbed, and they're sucking up a lot of these pollutants. They're doing all sorts of great things like shading the stream and lowering the water temperature and providing habitat. So there's a lot of really good benefits that people can actually play a part in helping to restore the river. And a great thing about it is it's free, right? I mean, you can go harvest these things. A landowner who has a stream flowing through their yard can go harvest live stakes and install them in their own property. And that's something that, any resident or landowner in the county who wants to give us a call, we'd be glad to help them with. And there's another great way to volunteer, and that is by getting involved in one of our many volunteer water quality monitoring programs. In Southwest Ohio, we're fortunate to have 4 such programs, and we're probably one of the better monitored regions nationally or even worldwide because of it. And so we have the Butler County Stream Team to our north. We do a lot of work with the Citizens Water Quality Monitoring Program, which is managed by Rivers Unlimited. The Mill Creek Alliance runs one in Mill Creek, and then Green Acres runs one in the Little Miami River Watershed. So 4 programs, and we've all kind of come together and coordinated so that we all sample on the same day each month. So the second Saturday of each month, we have, a couple hundred volunteers spreading out throughout the region, collecting water samples from many different stream reaches, and they all, go back to their respective labs. We've got 4 labs, 1 for each program, and then volunteers will analyze the samples. So we've got, basic water quality parameters like nutrients and turbidity and conductivity, pH, things that tell us a lot about water quality in general. And all of these groups have also come together to share this data and have it open to the public. And so you can go to streambank.info and access this data, and there's an interactive map, and you can kind of zoom in to the stream closest to your backyard and see how the water quality is. If you go to streambank.info, along the top of the page there is a logo for each of the 4 programs that are involved, and those logos are links that will send you to the web page of the appropriate program. So I believe you can see kind of where each program's samples are, and pick the one that's nearest to where you want to sample and reach out.
My name is Gwen Roth, and I'm the Education Specialist here at the Hamilton County Soil and Water Conservation District, and I'm really in charge of all of our education programs. So normally what that means is pre-K through 12th grade, and I go out and a teacher will call me and say, can you come out and teach my third graders about erosion? And of course the answer is yes, I would love to. So I go out and do 3, 4, 5, 6 programs in a row, talking about erosion with third graders. And then the next day I might be talking about 7th graders and watersheds, and I might be talking about preschoolers with worms. But all of our programs are free of charge. We come out anytime during the school year. We also come out to scout groups. So if you have a Girl Scout or Boy Scout group, we also do library programs, garden clubs. Pretty much anybody that wants to come out and hear me talk about conservation issues, I'll come out and talk about conservation issues. So absolutely love all of our education stuff that we do here at the district. We had up 2 different high school environmental contests. One is called the Envirothon, and the Envirothon is actually an international program where we get high school students to come and take essentially a test outdoors about 5 different topics. They talk about forestry, wildlife, soils, aquatics, and a current environmental issue. We have a district contest, or I'm sorry, an area contest with 18 Southwest Ohio districts. The winner of that goes on to the state competition, and the state competition winner goes on to the international competition. So every year we have high school students participate from Hamilton County. So if anybody's interested, you can always check out our website. We are still taking high school teams, so register now. We would love to have you involved. Another program I run is called Caring for Our Watersheds, and Caring for Our Watersheds is an international program. It was started by Nutrien up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and they brought it to the Ohio area, actually to the Hamilton County area about 7 years ago, and just this year is our first year we've spread it statewide. So it's really expanded. It's a really great program. And basically what Caring for Our Watersheds does is it asks a high school student to identify a problem that they see in their community and figure out a way to clean it up. How are they going to fix that problem? So they write a proposal, and I always tell my kids to think about Shark Tank. Like, if I had money for you to fix a problem, what would your problem be and what would your proposal be? So they write about a 1,000-word proposal, and we are currently right now going through those proposals and judging them and coming up with the 10 best. Then we take those 10 best teams, we match them up with a mentor, and we give them up to $1,000 to go fix their problem. And then they get to come to our finals at the end of April at the Cincinnati Zoo, one of our co-hosts, and they get to do a 5-minute presentation about their project, and all of the kids get a chance to win money for themselves and prize money for their schools. So it's an absolutely fabulous contest, and it is one of those contests that really I personally love because it really gives kids empowerment to go out and change the world. And we have had winners that have done so many fabulous projects. We've had environmental songs, we've had alternatives to ice melt. We actually had a kid a couple of years ago that just put faucet aerators on their faucets at school and saved thousands of gallons of water and hundreds of dollars for the school. We have had all different types of projects. We've had community gardening projects and recycling bags, even recycling tennis shoe projects, all different types of things that the students have come up with on their own to say, this is a problem I see in our community and this is how I want to fix it. So it's really a fabulous project that gets local high school students involved in environmental issues. In fact, this was a Caring for Our Watersheds project. Students delivered or distributed bee houses to community members so they can hang up on their trees and attract native bees. These are the different types of homes that those native bees live in. They burrow into holes in the wood and they build their homes in there.
Truffula trees may not grow in Hamilton County, but if you want to get involved in helping to plant the other trees that will prevent soil erosion or all of the other projects at the Hamilton County Soil and Water District, go to their website, www.hcswcd.org. Thanks for joining me on this edition of County Fair.